Hey, good morning. Here in New York City, Sunday, June 5. Starting a few minutes early. It's about 11:35 in the morning, 11:40, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm here with Lisa.
Hello.
And it is the 2022 Philippine Independence Day Parade. There's also going to be a street fair and a bunch of other stuff going on. And we're starting a few minutes early just because we got down here, and as compared to some of the other parades that we've seen.
This one looks like it might start on time.
Yeah, it looks super organized. Why don't we walk to the corner just really quickly just to show what that looks like. Oh, never mind. I guess it's already starting. I thought it was going to start closer to noon, so we thought we'd be here a little early, but...
Well, they're going to start opening ceremonies soon, and then it starts at noon.
Right, but usually that seems to mean speeches and other things that are kind of at a standstill. There's a lot more dynamic activity here. We see probably members of the police or fire department, probably the police department, it looks like on their armbands. Color guard. We did see some bagpipers, which I thought was interesting for the Philippine Independence Day Parade. But we like our bagpipes. So anyways, thanks for being here. Say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And we'll enjoy today's festivities. We might have to actually move down a little bit because I think they're sort of staging. So why don't we move down so we can, as folks gather, we'll have a good view of them starting. And we're at right now 36th Street and Madison Avenue next to the Morgan Library and Museum, which is a great place to visit if you've never been. A lot of people have the same idea today, huh? So many parades lately.
And again, like the other ones, I think this is the first after the 2-year break because of COVID.
Right. And there's another later today, which is the Greek parade. Do you want to pull up the Wikipedia for Philippine independence just so we can read about it at some point? Or the official website for the parade, and we can see what they say?
The Philippines has 2 Independence Days. June 12th celebrates the Filipino Declaration of Independence from Spain in 1898. And July 4th, 1946 celebrates the Philippines' independence from the United States.
Wow. Beautiful day today.
Yeah, really nice day. Nice little breeze.
Here in Midtown South, Manhattan. Very organized as we walk down from Grand Central. On the various side streets they do staging, so that's where the marchers gather, and they are really organized for this one. Probably, as Lisa was saying, since it hasn't been held for a couple of years, a lot of pent-up energy and enthusiasm. And it does seem, we see people lining up. We see New York Police Department, other members gathering just up one block right in front of the Morgan Library and Museum.
Looks like we'll be seeing some beautiful costumes and
Yeah, we saw this woman in a really impressive dress with a
beautiful headpiece.
yeah. Robert Flynn is here, Glasgow, having a few drinks outside in the backyard. Amazing. You say you're roasting. What is the weather there? It's still fairly early here, so it's 70 degrees. It might go up to about 80 today in New York. So 20 degrees Celsius-ish. $20 to $25, I guess. Thank you for being here, Robert. Today we're going to see the Philippine Independence Day Parade. There's also going to be a street fair and a whole bunch of other stuff happening around this event. So we'll try to see as much as we can. Please.
Nice to see so many people out already.
So many. Yeah, it's great. I do think 11 or 12 as a start time's pretty good. Especially as it gets hotter this summer. Donna's here. Good morning.
Hi, Donna.
Weaver, Alabama. Alabama to Scotland. Covering a fair bit of the globe. Donna, thank you for joining. And for some reason, I don't see the chats on my screen, so I'm going to have to look at Lisa's. Thankfully, hers is working. I will have to figure that out later. Do you want to hold our places, and I'm going to go just take a quick look at this.
I'll be here.
Show you what we're looking at as the parade prepares. So this is 36th Street and Madison Avenue. Last couple ones we've seen parades on 5th Avenue and on 6th Avenue. I think this is the first one on Madison we've seen so far. Probably going to start at about noon New York time, coming up. And to my right is the Morgan Library and Museum, which is a really fun place to visit. Has a Gutenberg Bible, and this is JP Morgan. And so you experience his house, his library, what it was like to sit there and read the most incredible collection of rare manuscripts and historic books. So many people are gathered here today. That's the Polish embassy. So this is what I meant by the staging. You can see down each side street all the groups gathering, preparing. Their energy is very high. It's awesome. So we'll go back, we'll keep Lisa company. I just wanted to give you a quick sense of the scene here in New York today. Gorgeous day, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Clear skies, clear blue skies. Tons of amazing costumes and dress. Very excited to see this parade. Tons of amazing costumes and dress. Hear the roar of the crowd. Very excited to see this parade. Tons of amazing costumes and dress. And we're back with Lisa.
Hello.
Robert Flynn says, what's happening? So today is the 2022 Philippine Independence Day Parade. Hasn't been held for a couple of years due to the pandemic, but it's back. And I think that's a big part of the energy we're seeing amongst the parade participants.
I think right now they're getting everyone lined up. They're going to do, I guess, an opening ceremony, and then the parade will start.
Yeah, I'm curious what the opening ceremony will be, because usually we see a bandstand and they'll have some speeches, and sometimes the mayor or somebody will kick off the parade. I don't see a bandstand anywhere. So I guess we'll find out what the opening ceremony looks like.
Maybe they'll just jump right in. They'll be so excited.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it could be farther down or something.
It said the opening ceremony was on 38th Street, which would be a couple blocks up, but I didn't see anything there either.
Okay, well, we'll see. Mick is here. Hello, thanks for joining.
Hello. It's nice to get here early so we have a good spot, but then it means a little bit of waiting.
We're always early, but unlike the Asian and Pacific Islander parade, hopefully not an hour and a half early.
No, I actually see things happening. It's promising.
Hopefully more like 10 minutes early.
To be fair, that was the first one that they had ever done for that one, so
yeah,
they were learning as they were going.
Oh, you can see an elevator on 1 Vanderbilt coming down the side.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You see?
Yep. Yeah, we haven't gone up there yet. We'll have to check that out at some point.
This is the 1 Vanderbilt Tower, and I just saw a elevator operating on the exterior of the building. Hopefully we'll get a second view of it going back up. That was pretty cool. Yeah, Mick, there's a huge Filipino population, lots of great restaurants.
It's the thing about New York. There's wonderful people from all over.
Yeah. And what we've been enjoying and experiencing over the last month or so is parades all the time.
Parades celebrating everyone, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and so in fact, as Lisa and I decided what we wanted to do today, last night as we were talking, there at about noon, which is what we're waiting on, is the Philippine Independence Day Parade, and then later today is a Greek parade. So I don't know if you can, I'm trying to hold the camera very still, but if you look, you can see an elevator climbing the exterior towards the very top of One Vanderbilt. That must be quite a view. It must be part of the observation experience. You can see lots of little people up there in the observation area. That's neat. We'll have to check that out. We've of observation decks and such things. We've done the one at One World Trade Center, which was interesting. I mean, it's really high, and I would probably recommend doing that one at night just because the area and the lights are so spectacular, but it's very, very, very busy because I think it's probably, you know, next to like the Empire State Building, it's probably one of the more popular observation decks. The other one we like is the Edge at Hudson Yards. And I would recommend going as early as possible in the morning, like right when it opens, and you'll have the place to yourself. And if it's on a really clear day, from Midtown, you can see so much.
That's my favorite, and it is the highest outdoor sky deck in the Western Hemisphere.
So my advice is the Edge in the morning,
yes.
One World Trade at night. Do your best to find a clear day. Angela Flynn is here. Our Sunday is now complete. Patiently waiting for the live stream. Nice 18 degrees from Glasgow, watching outside with a refreshing drink. Well, Angela, Robert, thank you.
Glad you're here.
We're really grateful to have you with us. So it must be about the same temperature there as here. Mick Jones, New York must have a lot of attractions. Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
so much to do. And every week we're trying to think of something different to do. We thought about doing something other than a parade today, this morning, but the more I read about this and the more Lisa read about it, it sounded like it would be a lot of fun. So we'll check this out. We're gonna see the parade. Then there's also street fair, there's food, there's all sorts of stuff happening. So we have lots to check out today. Should be getting started in the next few minutes, I hope. One of the things that we're going to try to do soon is Coney Island. Mm-hmm. Speaking of attractions, so Coney Island has the beach, obviously, and beautiful pier, so you can look out at the water. But the other main attractions, it has theme parks with lots of rides, roller coasters, a great Ferris wheel, and it's that sort of Ferris wheel that the individual cars kind of go back and forth as well. They're not kept stable. That one's a lot of fun. Great food.
That Ferris wheel is famous, called the Wonder Wheel.
Yeah, the Wonder Wheel. That's an aquarium. There's all sorts of stuff to do at Coney Island, so we'll do that soon.
When we visited one time, we went on the roller coaster, which I'm forgetting the name of, the old Cyclone?
Yep.
Is that it? And Sean had a bit of a hard time. I had a bit of a hard time getting in and out of it, and I'm not as tall. They were definitely made a long time ago when people were of different size. So that was an adventure.
So obviously in the background you can hear the church bells ring for noon. Officially I think it's still a couple minutes to noon, so probably still a couple minutes to go, but we should be getting started early, very soon. See the color guards really getting together. Mick Jones, love to visit New York. Yeah, hope everybody can make it at some point if you're not from here. It's really a wonderful place, lots to do, lots to see. And in any event, we're glad to be able to share a piece of New York with you guys today.
amping everyone up to get started.
Yeah, they, as compared to some of the things we've seen before, the energy level they're targeting here is really amazing. I love it. They definitely had the message of, we weren't able to do this for a couple of years. We're coming back strong, excited, enthusiastic, and I think we're off to the races. Perfectly timed, right at 12 noon. This is a well-operated parade, yeah.
Here we go.
So we're starting with members of the New York Police Department on horseback, followed by a color guard.
Must be warm in those uniforms, though.
Yeah, it must be really
With the
hot.
boots and everything.
Some of the others get to wear their summer uniforms, short sleeves. So this is the color guard carrying the various flags, United States, New York, and so forth. New York Police Department Asian Jade Society coming next.
Oh, we saw him at the last one.
Yes,
I forget his name.
That is indeed the same canine officer that we saw at the Asian and Pacific Islander Parade. Nick Jones says, is it the best city in the world? That's a good question. We like many cities.
It's up there.
It's the one we choose.
New Jersey.
Jose Rizal International Foundation, New Jersey, USA. And you can probably hear in the background.
Here come those bagpipes.
Here come
we
those
promised.
bagpipes. Not what I expected to hear at the Philippine Independence Day Parade, but we love a bagpipe. And if you want more bagpipes, check out our live stream from the St. Patrick's Day Parade earlier this year. Prince Ice is here.
Hi.
Good morning. Bright and parade-ageous Sunday for Manhattan. A parade a week. It really is amazing how, as I've started to dig into the calendar of New York City events, how many parades there are. Mentioned before, there's Philippine Independence, which is what we're covering right now, and a Greek parade later today on 5th Avenue. Angela says, if only we could send you a picture of us relaxing in the sun in Glasgow. But we have Scottish bagpipes to help fill in the picture. Really incredible. I really didn't expect that, but that's so cool. And they played very well.
Oh, the Grand Marshal is coming up.
Francia de Vera, Grand Marshal of the parade, looking very regal. And this is the ambassador from the Philippines. Svetlana is here from Armenia.
Hello.
Hello again. Thank you for being with us. the ambassador from the Philippines, Consul General.
Yeah. Oh, what a beautiful dress. Oh, Jersey City.
What do you think about this? So the smoke comes in here and stays in here.
Up next, the president of the parade, probably the parade committee. And then some of the corporate sponsors. A lot of energy in the crowd today for those certified public accountants.
Oh, wow.
Come on, yeah.
Well, we promised some really interesting dress and costume. It is not disappointing.
Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!
Mabuhay! Mabuhay! I love your dress! Wow! Woohoo!
The shoulders are very impressive. This is the Philippine Consul General. So members of the staff of the consulate. Permanent mission of the Republic of the Philippines to the United States.
Permanent mission to the UN, okay. But it's what Shauna used to be, right? With these people?
So staff who support the efforts of the United Nations on behalf of the Philippines.
Very good.
Gotta get one of those hats. Those are great hats. Prince Ice says, see these multicultural events. New York sure is melting pot. Can't imagine Korea celebrating Philippine Independence Day with a puzzled face. You know, it's one of the best parts of being here. It's part of what makes New York interesting, just the variety of people and what it does to create an interesting culture, but it's really special to celebrate that culture on top of it. Rizzo Guevara is here, watching from the Philippines. Thank you for being here. We're happy to share the 2022 Philippine Independence Day Parade here from New York City with you, all the way to the Philippines. That's very cool. So we saw a color guard from the New York Police Department earlier. This is the fire department. FDNY, New York City's fire department.
Look at that. Wow, beautiful.
The New York Police Department had the Asia Jade Society Fire Department. This is a Phoenix flag. Waiting for the wind to blow right so we could see it unfurl, but that is must be the Phoenix Society of the Fire Department in New York. Oh, actually, maybe it's the flag of this station because, and we'll see it coming up, but the truck has the Phoenix emblem on its side. So as the fire truck comes up, we'll get a good shot of that. Riza says, looks so cool. Thank you for streaming this. Yeah, no, it's
a really fun one.
Just started about 10 minutes ago. The energy is really high. The dress and costumes that we're seeing are spectacular. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people watching. Many seem to be from the Philippines and have connections to the folks in the parade. That's been fun to hear. But a really beautiful day, and it's fun to celebrate yet another culture. And Prince You may have not heard it when I said it earlier, but later today is a Greek parade as well on 5th Avenue. So speaking of all of the different cultures and people and events that celebrate them, later today will be Greece. Staten Island's bravest, the Wolfpack, New York Fire Department Phoenix, very impressive truck.
Comes our first float.
Mrs. Kalayan.
This is Kalayaan.
Okay.
Means freedom.
Freedom.
Yes.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And I will apologize well in advance for my pronunciation.
That's that right there. This is California.
Philippine Nurses Association of New York, founded 1929. Wow. With some beautiful clapping noisemakers, they know how to get the crowd moving. Oh, that's wonderful. Riza says Kalayaan is freedom. Amazing. I love those clappers. That's so smart. It's not so loud as to be obnoxious, but it gets the crowd to clap along. We've seen many parades. I have not seen those.
Yeah, those are fun.
It's pretty good. Oh, that's so great. Mick Jones asked, do we live in NYC or the outskirts? We're in Manhattan.
Yep, we live here.
So this morning, we hopped on a bus from the Upper East Side, which is where we live.
Short bus ride.
Very short bus ride. We came down to Grand Central. So we sat at Grand Central to get the camera set up. And we walked just a few short blocks to Madison Avenue. Riza says, watching this at midnight, it's 12 a.m. out here in Manila. Well, thank you for hopping on so late. And thankfully, this will be recorded, so we'll have something you can come back to and share with other folks in Manila later on. But if you are enjoying this right now, please do leave a like or subscribe. Help support the stream, help support the channel, and help us grow the community. And get other folks to join with us today as we watch the parade. John W. says, how do you like taking the bus in NYC? My wife actually prefers it, Lisa.
I really like it. I like, being above ground, being able to look out and see what's going on. I will say it's not as fast as the subway, so you do have to have a little bit of time, because it's unpredictable with the traffic and whatnot, but I quite enjoy it. I like to be able to look around and enjoy the city around us as we're getting to wherever it is we're going.
I walk about 4 miles an hour, and there are times in my videos like on 5th Avenue where I'm walking faster than the bus, if that gives you an idea.
Sometimes, and it depends on the street you're on, too.
The other thing is, as we enter summer, the subway stations get incredibly hot because they're not air conditioned.
Very unpleasant.
Like the one at Union Square can be 120 degrees Fahrenheit with all the trains coming in. So there are some upsides with the bus that even though it's so slow, can be worth it. So again, that was Philippine Nurses Association. Trying to read this sign. Connecticut Association of Philippine Families, I think I saw. Beta Sigma New York. Metro North New York chapter. That is quite the logo they have.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I'm guessing that's a Philippine-focused fraternity. Riza says, are you guys Pinoys? I have no idea what that is.
I don't either. You'll have to clue us in.
So more corporate sponsors, Monarch Montage. And we've not seen a lot of We've not seen a lot of car-based floats. This is pretty cool.
This is a fun one.
VW Beetle.
Convertible. I think Nightbot had some issues with emojis, so deleted some messages.
There's a Nightbot is like an automated thing, so if you repeat a lot of stuff or do a lot in like caps, just be careful of those.
Or it was emojis.
Might have been
I think.
emojis, yeah. I think it's like 8. Once there's 8 emojis. Robert Flynn asked, do you recommend the subway late at night? I mean, we do. We're very comfortable here in New York. As with anything, it's important to be aware and mindful of your surroundings.
I will say it's different. Like Sean has a different experience than I do. He probably feels more comfortable just as a man than I do taking it at certain hours. But I think given that we did not know what Pinoy was, that answered your question.
That probably helps to answer that question. We are not, but we are very much enjoying the parade, as we do all of the parades. I guess that makes sense. Filipino, I guess Pinoy, that I could see where the slang comes from. Yeah, Robert, the city is very safe. Transportation's very safe. You know, it's a city of 8 million people, so as with any city, there's liable to be issues from time to time, but our experience has been very positive. We just try to be aware of our surroundings.
Everyone is so excited to be here. I love
The energy at this parade is so great. Filipino American Association of Northern New York, helping hands. Las Islas Filipinas, coalition of 7,107 islands. That reminds me of like the Michigan slogan, which is like land of 1,000 lakes. 7,107 those, quite a few. Checking out the amazing costumes. That group up ahead really knows how to work the crowd.
Yes, they're great.
They know how to work the crowd. They know how to keep the crowd moving. Filipino Social Club of New York, established in 1934. So, folks were asking earlier about the population here in New York. I mean, just been here for a really long time. Obviously, we saw 1920s, 1930s, and I guess we'll find out what this music does to my my stream.
Yeah. Looks like a pretty float, though.
Miss Valentine International 2022. And it looks like some of the folks from the years prior, since the parade wasn't able to run. So Miss Philippines New York 2019, Miss Philippines USA, beautiful.
And Mrs. Philippines.
Followed by Middlesex Regional Black Nurses Association, chartered in 2013. NAFFAA, Philippine American Association. So tons of different societies of Philippine Americans. Northeast Triskelion. Seems like another fraternity. The group across from us has very high energy, and I'm here for it. So it seems like a large Philippine American fraternity.
Another New Jersey group.
Yeah, folks from all over the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, and beyond. This man is feeling the
He's
music.
feeling that music. I love it.
Well, they're paused for a second. I'm going to point one more time at one Vanderbilt so you could see the observation deck. Looks like it's a few floors tall. A couple indoor, one outdoor, at least, along with that elevator. Very cool.
Yes, Rizzo, we were reading earlier about 2 Independence Days that are celebrated. June 12th and then also July 4th, 1946 was the independence from the United States. Yep.
But let me read that out loud. By the way, guys, Philippine Independence Day is actually still on June 12th. It's nice that they're celebrating this in advance. Yeah, I wonder how the schedules work. I don't really know how that operates. But they picked a beautiful day. It worked out really well for them. Oh, Rizzo, you had said Pinoys, so coming up next, Pinoys of New York. With a clasping hands logo coming up next. And we're moving again. Fans of New Jersey. And Rizzo, here they are, Pinoys of New York. So members of the Philippine community here in New York City. Suitcase watching from New Mexico. Great to see the parade. People watching from around the world, we agree. Happy Independence Day. From the Ateneo Alumni Association of North America.
Yep, and they have the date on there, June 12th.
Yep. Followed by the De La Salle Alumni Association of Metro New York. And another fraternity. You can tell how important community is to Philippine Americans. All these fraternities and alumni organizations and groups. It's very cool to see.
Arriba! Arriba! Go!
The energy today really is special. So we have folks from Alabama, New Mexico, all the way to the Philippines, Armenia, Scotland,
Korea?
from Korea. We're covering multiple continents. Thank you all for being here.
Another New Jersey one coming up.
Yeah, up next, Filipino American Association of Central New Jersey, established 1983. And our friends from New Jersey across the street, really feeling it. Ooh, and we have a small brass band coming. But just before them, Kids Philippines. So many different groups. I love a brass band.
Broadway.
Smart, working the crowd, and more traditional costume. Look at this, Books for the Philippines, Adopt a School. So all the different community support and work. And these beautiful lanterns. So that was the Association of Filipino American Teachers. Such a cool float, I like that. Give you a sense of how many people are watching the parade. It goes from about 38th to 27. And it looks fairly busy. It really is a beautiful day. 70 degrees Fahrenheit here in New York City at about 12:30 p.m. Not a cloud in the sky. Fellow maniac there, covered in cameras, just like your humble photographer. Mrs. Tenglaw, Filipino-American organization. Beautiful float. Always appreciate and enjoy your live stream, Sean and Lisa from Prince Ice. My love for NYC is growing more and more. Well, we're really, really happy and proud to be able to share it with you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing our friends on Sundays now that we've established this community.
Knights of Rizal, USA Eastern Region. Just amazing, amazing clothing. These shirts are great. Prince Ice, it really is a fun city, and part of what makes it so unique is stuff like this, all the different people, communities, and a desire for folks to come together to celebrate them. Prince Ice says, seems pretty hot over there. It's actually not so bad right now. We're in the shade. It's just about 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
And there's a lovely breeze. Big fans of the breeze, that helps a lot.
So like just under 20 degrees Celsius. We're in the shade, there's a breeze. It's really not so bad today. This is like, for us, perfect spring weather.
It'd be different if we were in the sun, but
yeah, we're not
we
in the sun.
found a pretty nice
we're
spot.
okay.
Yep.
We're doing all right.
I learned my lesson.
Rizza says those guys are wearing tops that we call barong. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I mean, all of the different costume and dress. One of the things I've noticed with the women especially is these very intense shoulder.
Yes.
It's not like shoulder pads per se.
No, it's just a height.
Height and structure. Yeah. Mick Jones asks, do we have any pets? We do not. Lisa very much would like to have a dog.
Working on it.
But at the moment we do not.
I am working on it.
Lisa says I'm working. She's operating her campaign, her political campaign.
Had to get permission from our building to
Yeah,
get
it's
one.
a whole thing in New York.
But I did that. Now I just have to get my husband on board.
It's a whole
One
thing in New
step
York.
at a time.
Space, taking care. It's a whole thing. We're in conversation. PRNY, Filipino Runners of New York. That's cool. So many different communities. One of Lisa's fun facts is that she has run the New York City Marathon successfully. Noi Runners of New Jersey. So we're going to hear the New Jersey crowd get really excited again any minute now. And in the far distance is game of shuttlecock. Really seeing everything today. Things I didn't even anticipate. So the parade does end close to Madison Square Park, which is where we'll head after this, because around there should be a street fair as part of Philippine Independence, so it should be pretty cool to see.
Yep.
So after the parade, we'll walk down, we'll see Madison Square, we'll see the fair, we'll probably smell some really incredible food, which, given we've only had breakfast today, will be a lot of fun, so looking forward to that. McJones says, heard that New York has beautiful museums. So one is we're right by one of them, which is the Morgan Library and Museum, which is literally J.P. Morgan's personal residence and library. Has one of the most incredible collections of books you've ever seen. They do lots of events. We saw a really interesting one related to Frankenstein and Mary Shelley not long ago.
That was neat.
And there was, there we go, Canoe Runners of New Jersey and a crowd from New Jersey feeling it. But the other thing we saw at the Morgan was Tolkien and Lord of the Rings. They had all his hand drawings of the maps and different things from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. That was pretty interesting. I've probably never mentioned the Morgan on the channel just because we're not always around here when we're doing a live stream, but it's actually
a
great museum.
Yep.
So I would add that to your list. But our favorite is the Met, I would think. We are members of the Met, Metropolitan Museum of Art, one of the greatest museums in the world. But MoMA, which is modern art, Whitney, American modern art,
Whitney as well. Yeah.
the Frick. But there's lots of smaller museums as well. There's Museum of the City of New York. So if you're visiting New York, you could go to Central Park and go to the Museum of the City of New York, learn a lot about the history. There's the Jewish Museum, which always has interesting exhibits, and it's in a beautiful mansion on Fifth Avenue. Guggenheim, obviously. I mean, there's it's an embarrassment of riches, as they say. These are the Freemasons, so another fraternity of sorts. And in addition to museums, there's been a lot of interesting exhibits. So I'm sure these are happening in many cities around the world, but we saw the immersive Van Gogh, and there's things like that, like smaller art exhibits. That was really cool. It was kind of, they translated Van Gogh's paintings into audio and visual, this audio-visual experience, sort of made them moving. It was really interesting. That was pretty cool.
All around you, floor to ceiling.
Yeah. So you felt like you were inside the paintings and they were kind of coming to life. That was pretty cool. But you have to do the Met for sure. Regal Court number 1, Order of the Amaranth. Every time we do a parade, we see things and organizations, some of which have been around for 50 years, that I've never in my life heard of once, and it's so cool. This group has the highest energy. Good
I love them. They're great.
Samal Island. Samal.
DJI USA, King Bundesland of the United States of America. I probably terribly pronounced that, but check out these costumes. This is a serious group. Sign coming reads, celebrating cultural diversity with global solidarity. That is a message we can get behind. Rick Jones says, I love New York, so full of energy. Yeah, today is a really great example of that. A really great example of that today. Prince I says, as you mentioned, Lord of the Rings, New York City, one city to rule them all. Well done. Well said. This dog is really enjoying the parade. Amazing. Just incredible costume. Incredible.
Available on Dish. Visit dish.com/international-packages for more information. Subscribe now and let's be hashtags stronger
This is
together.
from Messiahs and Mindanao. It's so beautiful. And the music, and you can see the drummer was...
Watch the newest shows on your all-time Kapuso favorites on GMA Pinoy TV and GMA Live TV. Available on Dish. Visit dish.com/international-packages for more information.
Wow.
Subscribe now and let's be hashtags stronger together.
Advertisement for a Pinoy television package, so you could watch Philippine television here in the United States. Basketball Sports Alliance, kids of the Philippines, Philippine Americans, feeling it. Team Pedal from Queens and Long Island. I love a parade, all the things you see. So basketball, bicycling, everything in between. teachers. United Federation of Filipino American Educators. We are a fan of our teachers on this channel. And the New Jersey chapter. So we have the New York chapter, followed by the New Jersey chapter.
Get ready for some New Jersey love from the people across the way.
Everybody has their clan. New Jersey has awoken. Riza says, so happy to see New York City is letting Filipinos do this parade. Yeah, it's amazing. It's such a cool community, big community. And I'm very excited for after the parade because we're going to check out some of the food as well. Coming up next, Filipino American Association of Engineers, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Sharing knowledge, experience, and values since 1995.
Look at that, a Zumba group coming up after.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Neon green. You like the helmets, the hard hats of the Filipino American Association of Engineers? Group is keeping the parade energized.
Wow, they're making me feel bad. I'm also from New Jersey, but not giving the energy that
You're not giving 125%. Jump in, Lisa. Go help him out. It says Filipino rap song for that Zumba group. Yeah, they're going crazy. It's probably going to destroy my YouTube hates copyrighted music, but we'll deal with that later. More fun to experience the parade as it is. McChut says, are there lots of rats? There are. Yeah, it's New York. In Central Park, I've started to see raccoons again.
And some of the geese have had babies. That's cute.
Something to see. I think during the pandemic, it allowed nature to really, when the city was not as busy, nature kind of reasserted itself a little bit. But we haven't had any problems. If they're doing this for a half-mile parade, that's pretty impressive. Getting your cardio in. Black Eyed Peas song Bebop Slang for Girl. Riza, it's very helpful to have you here today. Thank you for being here. There's so much about this that we're seeing or learning for the first time, and it's really awesome to have somebody from Manila on the stream. That's so cool. And if you can see her costume, the dress, you can see earlier I was mentioning kind of the shoulders, what I was talking about. I'm just blown away by the amount of energy that they have. And I'll try to take a view south so you can see how many people are here for blocks and blocks. It's awesome. Up next, Talisay Batangas, Talisay Association USA. Again, apologies if I mispronounce anything. They have a color guard. Got folks learning the dances of the Zumba group. That's cool. Just walking ahead a little bit to see what we can see. So many people here today. It's awesome. Really fun to see different communities come together today to support Philippine Americans. Have to go back, spend time with Lisa, but also she has our chat today for it's not showing up on mine for some reason. So next we have the float for the Talisay Association USA, 1987. International women artists. Check this out. Demonstration coming up. Kinding or Kinding Sinda. Oh, check out her hands and her nails. Beautiful. Just some incredible sights today.
We have lost our shade.
Yeah, the shade is gone.
Payung karon apat ini. Apa tuh pas kami?
even the stroller is dressed for the occasion. As it says, those are the costumes from Filipino Muslims in Mindanao. It's really beautiful, and it's so interesting to see all the different varieties, styles. The groups that had been staging on the streets next to us are starting to come out. And several of you have mentioned that the official independence is on June 12th, and it looks like on June 12th at Greenpoint Terminal Market in Brooklyn, there will be a Filipino market. So it looks like a demonstration of kind of the street food and the hawking vendor culture of the Philippines. That's awesome. That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. We are fans of street food. Here's it says ice cream in this case. That's awesome. I love that. Very unique. Riza, do you know if Philippine ice cream is very similar to American ice cream or if it's different? Cynthia M is here, says ice cream trucks, a sweet childhood memory. That's one of my favorite parts of the parade so far. That was just very cool, different, unexpected, and a way to celebrate a unique part of the culture. This says Batanes the Beautiful, from the northern tip of the Philippines. So we've seen different, like different cities in the Philippines represented. Cynthia M says avocado ice cream. Wow. Queso and maize ice cream. So avocado, cheese, rice. Blocks in camera. Any style of ice cream is fine to you. We agree with that as well.
Yep.
To give you a New York sense. Oh, I'm just blanking on the restaurant, but we had an olive oil ice cream.
Oh, it's no longer open, the restaurant. It's the one on by Washington Square.
Yeah. So that was something interesting. That was pretty good. Very regal.
We have to have a picture together.
Cynthia M says memories of ube. Again, apologies if I mispronounce anything, but purple yam ice cream. That sounds incredible. So definitely some flavors perhaps unique to some of us here in the United States. But we will seek them out, and there could in fact be some at the fair.
Well, I think those vendors are going to
You
be
think
at
they're
the
going to be at the fair?
Yeah, that's what they were saying, because they weren't giving stuff out. They'd be at the street
Got
fair.
it. Well, they're certainly drumming up excitement and our taste buds. Cynthia M mentioned all the best flavors, says Riza. I mean, it sounds great. We will definitely be trying some later today. And as it starts to warm up and as the sun starts to come out, a little ice cream doesn't sound half bad right now. And check out the costumes that are coming and the dance. Look at those headdress. So if you're watching live, first of all, thank you. But second of all, you're going to see an experience that you might not get later because all of the copyrighted music is probably going to get scrubbed from the video later, thanks to YouTube and our ridiculous copyright laws. Oh, beautiful. Big Joe said YouTube go downhill. Some of the rules around what you can show, and it's very tricky, and music is really hard. And unfortunately in a lot of places in New York, there's outdoor music, which just makes streaming very challenging. But we do our best. We're glad you're here. And since you're watching live, you get to experience the whole thing. Check out this little float. Happy Fiesta Balayan. Photographer was going for the ear so we could tell which parts of the the pig he seems to enjoy the most. I love that. Oh, that's amazing. That's a lot of fun. Rizza says, thank you for streaming. It is our pleasure. It's such a cool thing to experience in New York. We've seen many parades, but each one of them, part of what makes them so interesting is how totally different they are.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
All the more fun.
And thanks for experiencing this with us.
Wow, look at these.
But the costume, the people, the music, like everything's a little bit different. Like we have not seen anything like this, or the ice cream vendors. Zumba. Very unique. Philippine cultural group. But check out that dress. I mean, that is impressive. See, the M says Philippines, land of variety. Oh, it's incredible. We're loving it.
Thank you for giving us a like. That helps us.
And this is our first time at this parade. It had been held before, but not for the last couple of years. But this is my first time going to it. I think Lisa's as well, right?
Yep.
Awesome to experience.
We've got some baton action going on.
Very impressive group. Rick Jones asks, have you been to other countries? Yeah. I've been to China, which is the only part of Asia that I've been to so far. And we've been to many countries together in Europe. And then in Latin America as well, South America. But some of our viewers are from Scotland, and we have been to Edinburgh. Not Glasgow yet.
That was actually the last trip we took before the pandemic.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. It was really beautiful there. But this is definitely inspiring future travel to Asia.
I love all the little ones participating.
Yeah, no, they're doing great.
Yeah.
And as it starts to warm up, it gets more and more impressive. Cynthia says there's a uniqueness in the music, language, dialects, dances, and cuisine, the traditions, and the people themselves, depending on which region or province you visit. That's wonderful. I mean, that's part of what makes travel so interesting. It's part of what makes New York really interesting. You can just go a couple of blocks and it's a totally different neighborhood, people. But it's very cool to see that that's true all around the world. So this was Island Gems. This group has great vibes, I have to say. 7,000 islands. Yeah, we saw a sign earlier that mentioned the 7,000 islands. That's incredible. Up next, Philippine American Friendship Community. Since 1990. And looks like members of a local ROTC. And you can tell by the uniforms, Air Force. Which is funny because we just watched
Top Gun
last night.
That's Navy.
I know.
It's the flying.
We were talking about how every arm of the armed forces of the United States has planes. Not just the Air Force. In that case, the Navy. And another car-based float coming up. It's so funny how different every parade we've seen is, right? I guess at the Asian Pacific Islander one, there was those classic cars at the beginning.
Right. And then the crazy
And
sports
then
cars
there
at
was,
the end.
yeah, the parade of sports cars that was totally unexpected. So this is another Philippine American group from, in this case, Westchester, New York.
How beautiful the crowns are.
Yeah. Followed by another interesting organization, Association of Philippine American Accountants. I love, there is every variety that you can imagine. Behind us.
Kayo pala yan.
Ano ka na?
Pangalawang balik na namin, pangatlo na to.
Uy, Val, sana nagpa-picture ko kanina no.
Amazing.
Ano ba yan, guys?
Ikaw naman, party. Party ka.
Ako hindi nakatingin.
Lahat ka.
Ah, si Joanne. Ah, si Joanne. Nagbibis pa kami asa New Jersey.
Hanap kayo. Wala. Dapat nasa likod pa ako kayo.
Andun na sila sa baba lahat. Kasi nagsasayaw-sayaw at bali may Sana lang kami sa likod.
Okay, sige.
You know, like in old movies when accountants used to wear those little hats just above their head, just had the bill.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the engineers, they should wear something that's
Have
very
something like that.
stereotypically accountant. You know, walk with your calculators or no? bring your Excel spreadsheet with you. Accountants, woo! We like to move it, LBC. Her shirt reads, delivering smiles all around the world. And they've even got a tripod in the car. That's a very impressive setup they've got going on. That's awesome. Cebuanos engaging in building unity, CEBU. John W. says, wear a slide rule. He gets it. John, thank you. Wear a slide rule.
I like these shirts.
Very impressive, yeah. Very beautiful. PIT Senor. Sounds like this could be like a religious festival or of some sort. If you know, let us know in the chat. Beautiful flags.
Oh, this kid's got the setup.
Yeah, it gets pushed around. Got the
Got an umbrella.
sun
He's
umbrella.
got some water.
Got some Dunkin'. Smart child.
Yep. Oh, that's the woman we saw in the front.
Beautiful. Check out these costumes. Cynthia M says, Pit Senor, prayer of supplication.
This way.
Just beautiful. And one coming up, yet another example of why I love these parades. The totally random organizations you've never heard of before. Philippine Bowling Club, Team USA. I love it. And the crowd goes wild. Check out the costumes.
Oh, wow. what you were saying, right? You've got the bowling ball and all the pins.
That's perfect. Vic Jones asks, is there a Jollibee in New York? One had opened years ago. That's a good question if it's still open. I know one opened a few years ago. We'll have to check that out. We'll have to see if at the street fair afterwards whether there's any Jollibee presents. I know it's very famous. Uh-oh. We've knocked down a single bowling pin. All right, that's up there in terms of my favorite parts of the parade so far. And we have another example of fraternity. It's been a little while since we saw one in the parade. Huge flag. PAAC, Philippine American Association of Connecticut. So we're seeing lots of representation from Northeast region. Ooh, and we hear a serious band coming up. Philippine Association of Connecticut. Sound marching band. Says the Flood Few Minutes for the Sinulog Festival annual event in Cebu, which commemorates the gifting of the image of the child Jesus to Queen Juana by Ferdinand Magellan in 1521. Incredible. Thank you for sharing the history. Always interesting to learn, and it's incredible how far back it goes.
have all been, on standby on the side street. So I think their energy is at a different level. They're raring to go.
Amped up,
Yeah.
ready to go. Peace and love reign supreme, reads the sign. Hijos de Davao and University of the Philippines coming up next. And I think we're actually coming to the end of folks over here, and we might start to walk south towards Madison Square Park so we can check out the street fair. It looks like the last float is coming up. Yeah, I see a little bit more. Why don't we walk to the corner, just check that out, and then we may start walking south towards Madison Square Park. Sid the M says, yes, rich history that predates the arrival of the Spaniards in 1521. Varied languages and dialects among the island groups. Incredible diversity. So we were at about 36th Street and Madison Avenue here in New York City. We're going to start heading south towards Madison Square Park, which is at about 25th Street. So we will continue to see the parade and the attendees along the way. But we're going to go seek out that street fair, check out some of the food. And a big thank you everybody again for being here with us, checking this out, Philippine Independence Day Parade. Back after a hiatus of a couple of years due to the pandemic. Big energy. Zabar's here. Hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching with us. And a beautiful New York City view. We're going to pause here for a second. Empire State Building. Beautiful on a sunny day like today. John W. says, thanks, Shot Lisa. It's our pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
This is a particularly fun one. This was the Superior Sound Marching Band that we saw just moments ago. Really good. High energy. This is a very well-run parade, I have to say.
Yes. I would agree.
Great music. As we come down, I can start to really feel the sun, and it just makes the folks marching in very serious costumes,
Yes.
dancing the entire way, all the more impressive. One of my favorite groups, the Philippine Bowling Club. That was fun. And coming up, one of our own street vendors with a local ice cream truck. excessively loud. Well, we've finally found the bandstand. So the M says those cheers of Halabira might be from a festival in Calabao, Aklan. Again, apologies if I mispronounce anything, but that's awesome. I love this idea of the 7,000 islands. I'm going to have to read more about that later. It just sounds like incredible diversity. Lots to read about. One of the fun things about this, always learning. Busier and busier as we come down. The other side of the street is practically full.
And they had chairs set up with a little viewing area back there.
Yeah, I think that was the bandstand we had been talking about at the very beginning. We were wondering where it was.
They had that location wrong on the website.
Yeah, sometimes it's, I would say often it's at the very beginning.
Yeah, that's what it said on the website, 38th.
Sometimes it's at the very end. It's like it's at like one of the ends, I think, usually. Because I think like the St. Patrick's Day, well, I guess they have different viewing areas, but they had one at the very end. And the Asian American, it was at the very beginning. Smart people brought their umbrellas for the sun.
This guy, Fernando.
Isn't it like the big?
Wow, look how big this is. It really just goes on and on. Okay, now we're in the interesting part where we have to figure out how to cross the street. Over to Madison Square Park. So many people here today, huh? Busy, busy, busy.
I didn't think they were real tough.
All right, coming up on 26th Street now. If you follow the channel, we do walks all over New York City. We love seeing all manner of things, but architecture is one of them, and the New York Life Insurance Company is one of the most beautiful buildings. Historic, beautiful architecture down here near Madison Square Park. And I see the tents starting to feel and look like a street fair.
Yep.
Starting to smell pretty good too. All right, we're gonna hang a left first. And let's see what we can see. Looks like it's going to be very tricky to get through.
My. Maybe we look over here.
Yeah, okay.
Check out this area.
Let's try this part first, see it, let that thin out a tiny bit. All right, well, if you're in Manhattan, apparently the place to be is East 26th Street and Madison Avenue. It is at a standstill to get some food at the Philippine Independence Day Street Fair. So there's concert up ahead, a couple of booths over here. So we'll check these out, and then we'll go check out the concert for a second. And beautiful Madison Square Park to our side.
All right, so wow, what a wonderful performance. Let me translate that the way to sing a song. To say hello, okay? That's all about it.
So once again, welcome everyone to our 2022 celebration.
How you doing? What? Are you doing all right? Come on, man. You keep looking at me. You want to say hello? Hello?
Just saying hi.
Hi, say hello. All right. Good thing you're paying attention because I'm not.
Yeah, so once again, we are celebrating anniversary commemoration of our 124th Philippine Independence!
So the episodes follow you around with the food that calls out to you. It smells incredible down here.
Yes, thank you. You guys happy? If you're happy and you know, clap your hands.
Yes! Alright, JC?
Okay, don't forget our major sponsor again. Philippines Airlines, Galeros Robinson, GMA Pinoy TV, Prince Bake Shop,
And of course, our sponsors,
Amazing.
PNB, LBC, SMDC, Ayala Land, Rockwell, DJI Filipino Events, Design District.
Let's see if we can walk along the side a little.
of course,
Still try to get as close as we can.
Media partners, OPNB Worldwide, Philippines Daily Mirror, Asian Journal, Kamalayan Media, Bilang Press Lab, New York.
Yes, once again, thank you so much to our media partners.
All right, are you excited for our next performer? Are you excited? All right, see, I think we can exercise the boys, right?
Yes.
All right, when you get home, we'll just bring it down. All right, without further ado, let's welcome also versatile singer, songwriter, and music producer,
These folks know what they're doing. Grab some food from the street fair, find a little public plaza, set up camp. All right, we're gonna walk along the side just because it is at a total standstill in the middle. And we're just not gonna get anywhere. Cynthia says, and see what we can see. And then once we find our thing, we will sign off because it is our lunchtime and we have worked up an appetite. Really does smell incredible over here. It smells wonderful. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can see some of the menu items. Let's see how close I can get. Looks like there's barbecue, fish balls, and a few other things I'm less familiar with. We have some games up ahead. I mean, it looks like everybody wants the barbecue. That's, that's what I can tell so far.
Thank you for being here. This was a really fun one.
No, it's our pleasure. And all of the singing, the dancing, the floats, the costumes. It's been really awesome to experience. I'm glad we can share with you all.
And we got to learn a lot from you. Thank you for sharing all of that with us.
So these streams do get recorded. So if you, it sounded like it's probably 1 a.m. in the Philippines now. So if that's where you're watching from, it'll be recorded. You can share it with your friends so they can check it out. Sharing does help to grow the channel. We appreciate that. Check out some of the food. It looks so good. Just passed by the Duchess of Connecticut. Amazing. All right, I think we're coming to the end here. We have to sign off so we can have some of this beautiful food and lunch. Thank you all for being here with us today, experiencing the 2022 Philippine Independence Day Parade. Our first, back from a hiatus of a couple of years. So very cool to get to experience it, and we're always grateful to get to experience it with all of you. If this is your first time on the channel, leave a like, subscribe so you can come back for more. I do walks all over the city, and on Sundays, typically, Lisa and I do a walk together, do it live so we can have all of us together in the chat.
Sunday fun day with everyone.
So a big, big thank you. Wishing a beautiful rest of the weekend, everybody. Be safe, be healthy, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Thank you for being with us.
Cheers, everybody. Bye.